You need my name?
Because you're standing on private property.
No, I'm publicly accessible areas, surely.
This isn't public access.
Of course it is, open to the public.
No, it's not.
We'd have your gates there, wouldn't you, otherwise?
This is our property. Legally, we've got title to the
Right,
land
but it's
that you're
publicly
standing
accessible. I can walk in there if I like.
You can't.
Yes, I can.
on. You can't. Private property. Signs obviously says you can't.
But I can. It's public. It's open. It's publicly accessible. You don't understand?
This is for access. There's a sign that says you're not allowed to access this property.
Where's the sign saying I am not allowed to access? Where?
Private property, no trespass.
I'm not trespassing. If I was walking there, I'd come down to reception or something like that, wouldn't I?
Can I help you then? What would you like to do at reception?
The front desk employee quickly assumes that the auditor is trespassing. They point to a sign and claim the property is private. However, a sign alone does not decide whether someone is trespassing. What really matters is whether the area is open to the public. If there are no locked gates, security checkpoints, barriers, or controlled entrances, the area is generally considered publicly accessible until someone is lawfully asked to leave. In addition, businesses that allow customers, visitors, or delivery drivers to enter through open access points cannot automatically accuse someone of trespassing simply for walking onto the property. The auditor correctly challenges this misunderstanding by making an important point. If a person were truly trespassing, they would not be using the normal public entrance that leads directly to the reception area.
Give me a tour. Can you give me a tour around?
You can't have a tour around this is a private property.
Okay, I'm only asking. I'm just.
What is your name, please?
Do I have to give you my name?
If you don't have to.
Okay,
I'd like to know you.
I decline to give you.
You'd like to come to our property and have a tour, so I'd like you to know your name.
Well, maybe if you invite me in for a tour, then maybe I would give you my name.
Well, we don't do tours because this is a private business.
Oh, fair enough then. That's fine. That's okay. So I'll stay outside and just do as much video as I can see from here.
You're not allowed. I understand you want to do it. Take a drone picture as well.
Yes. I get some aerial footage. Yeah.
You can't. It's illegal.
Illegal?
Illegal.
Where do you get that from?
Where's your license to have a drone?
Under CAA regulations, drone pilots do not always need a license to fly recreationally or commercially in open areas. The legal requirements mainly depend on the drone's weight and the type of flight being carried out. If the auditor is flying a drone that weighs less than 250 grams, such as a DJI Mini, he is generally allowed to fly in most locations, including near industrial sites, as long as he follows the basic CAA flight rules. Many businesses wrongly believe they control the airspace above their property, but that is not how the law works. Airspace is regulated by the CAA, not by private businesses. Unless the location is inside a restricted area, such as near an airport or a military site, there are no legal grounds to stop a drone operator from flying or recording from the air.
If I had a license, it wouldn't be illegal.
No, you need to have a license to have a drone.
Do I?
And then yes, you do. And then you have to have approval to go over private property.
Where? I think you're mistaken.
No, I'm not mistaken.
Well, where are you reading that from?
It's illegal. You can't go in a drone.
I think you're making. Are you just making that up?
I can come to your house, take a drone, and hover over your window.
Absolutely can, yeah.
No, I can't.
Yes, you can.
Okay, well,
but this isn't a residence, so this isn't a private residence. I mean, obviously, there's privacy issues with the house.
So I'm just politely warning you that if I've already called our security.
Oh, right, okay.
If you put the drone up, I will call the police and we'll take legal.
The drone will absolutely definitely be going up.
This is a common example of a business believing it can control drone use simply because it does not like being filmed. The staff member's insistence shows a lack of understanding of the law. Instead of checking the facts, they rely on threats and assume that calling the police will somehow override the drone operator's legal rights. What makes the situation even more frustrating is that police are often called even when no crime has been committed. If officers are not properly trained in drone laws, they may wrongly support the business, reinforcing the false idea that filming from the air is illegal. The staff member's reaction not only wastes police time, but also shows why businesses need a better understanding of photography and drone regulations. When the police finally arrive, the officer immediately starts asking unnecessary questions and fails to follow proper police procedures.
Basically, the reason we've been called is because the facility here, they've called with some concerns of you've been flying a drone, potentially planning to fly a drone over their facility. They've noted obviously the fact that they've got quite flammable materials, machinery and stuff which is quite expensive and obviously could cause some damage. They're worried obviously if you were to fly a drone over their property and it was to malfunction for some reason or other,
right,
then obviously it could cause some serious damage or risk or harm to others.
So why is that a police matter?
Well, obviously, if you were to cause damage with that intention, that would be a police matter.
Intention? I won't intention it to let me drone.
I'm not here to cause a bother or
Yeah.
fight. I'm just wanting to know what you're doing here and what your intention is.
The officer tries to justify police involvement by suggesting that the drone could crash and cause damage. However, a possible risk alone does not make something a police matter. If no crime has been committed and the drone is being flown safely and legally, the police have no reason to intervene. When the auditor asks why this is a police issue, the officer argues that if the drone were used to cause damage on purpose, it would become a criminal matter. That point is irrelevant because there is no evidence that anything like that is happening. Flying a drone within the law is neither suspicious nor reckless. Using a hypothetical situation to justify police involvement is a weak argument and does not provide a valid reason to interfere with a lawful activity.
I understand it was something to do with the YouTube channel or something.
I explained
like that.
everything to them, and then they still called the police. So, did they ring 101 or 999?
It's 101.
Oh, good, thank God for that. It's not an emergency.
No.
So, okay, so...
What is your purpose? Sorry, it's for a YouTube channel, I understand.
Yeah, just go around doing, making videos of companies I found interesting. So, yeah, do that really, and fly my drone and get some drone footage and stick it all together. I explained everything to them, and they wouldn't have it.
Okay.
He's just saying, it's illegal. He went and looked at the CAA rules, and he came out saying you can't fly within 50 metres of and all this. But
I'm assuming that's what you were all planning to do, is obviously within those, outside of that 50 metres, is that
no,
correct?
not at all, because mine's a 249-gram drone, so therefore my drone doesn't fall to that rule.
The officer wrongly claims that the auditor must keep his drone at least 50 meters away from the factory. The auditor quickly corrects him, explaining that this rule does not apply because his drone weighs less than 250 grams. This is a basic regulation the officer should have known before making such a statement. Under UK CAA drone rules, the 50-meter horizontal separation requirement applies only to drones weighing more than 250 grams when flying near uninvolved people or certain structures. For lighter drones, such as the DJI Mini, the rules are much less restrictive. Operators can legally fly closer to buildings and people as long as they do not intentionally fly over large crowds, keep the drone within visual line of sight, and follow all other applicable safety rules. In this case, the auditor ends up educating the officer on regulations the police should already understand, highlighting the need for better knowledge of public photography and drone laws.
Fly anyway with that drone, so...
It does say within the 50 metres of people or building.
Nope, not on the CA.
Right.
So drones under 250 grams can fly within those.
Right, okay. And obviously within that as well, obviously if it's got a camera, I'm assuming you're adhering to obviously GDPR rules and stuff like that as well.
I'm exempt to GDPR because I'm not registered on GDPR and I'm not a corporate company. So all mine is citizen journalism and it is just for public interest. So GDPR doesn't apply to me.
This misunderstanding happens far too often. Many police officers and businesses wrongly believe that anyone recording in public must comply with GDPR. In reality, GDPR mainly applies to organizations and businesses that collect and process personal data, not to private individuals recording for personal, journalistic, or recreational purposes. The UK GDPR and the Data Protection Act 2018 do not prevent members of the public from filming or photographing anything they can legally see from a lawful location, including footage captured with a drone. The fact that some officers continue to misunderstand these rules highlights a gap in training. Instead of incorrectly claiming that GDPR applies to every public recording, officers should understand the clear difference between corporate data processing and personal photography.
What drone is it that you fly, sorry?
So it's the DJI Mini 3.
Right, okay. I'm assuming that is under the...
It's a 249-gram drone, yeah. Do you want me to show you? I can show you.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. I'd like to show you. I'd like to stay within everything I do. I do this all the time, so everything I do is within the bounds of the law.
Yeah.
So he pulled out the wrong law, unfortunately. There you go, 249
Oh, it
grams.
says on it.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Well, that's right, because they need to keep them under 250. That's the whole idea of that drone, is to get under that 250 gram rule, you see.
As I understand it as well, that I know obviously you don't have to do the flight course or flight test that comes with it, but if you are flying it with a camera, you still need to register for an operator ID. Is that the case?
I do, yep. Did you know? Did you see that on the? There's a. I'll show you again.
Yeah, oh sorry. Yeah, it was on there. I did.
Yeah. So you have to have it visible on the drone as well. So if you look, so there's the operator ID. So I won't give you any more than that.
You're not allowed to allow me to read it or show it.
Have I broken any law?
Well, I just wanted to see what it was.
It's your operator ID.
Yeah, no, but
you could identify me through that.
Yeah, but that could be a number of letters or something. That
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If I've not broken.
Willing to provide me with the operator ID.
Do you think I've broken any law?
No, but obviously what they're saying here is obviously it's their private property.
Yep.
You're wanting to fly over their property, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah. So obviously to do that, you should identify yourself when asked.
No. Not really.
That?
Why should I? I'm a member of the public in a public area. Why should I identify to someone?
Filming over a private land that they've asking your.
Doesn't matter.
Ideally, respectfully, should ask for their permission to do so.
At this point in the video, the officer shifts away from enforcing the law and begins focusing on personal opinions, making the situation even worse. After the auditor presents a valid drone operator ID, as required under CAA regulations, the officer unnecessarily insists on examining it more closely, even though he already has the information he needs. When the auditor correctly asks whether he has broken any laws, the officer avoids giving a legal answer. Instead, he argues that because the drone is flying over private property, the auditor should identify himself and ask for permission out of courtesy. However, this is a matter of personal opinion, not law. There is no legal requirement for a drone operator to seek permission from a business before flying in unrestricted airspace. Rather than relying on legal facts, the officer appeals to feelings and tries to make the auditor seem at fault, even though he is following the regulations correctly.
Do it this way. So if I've got a light aircraft or a helicopter and I fly over here, do I have to ring every single company to say I'm flying over your business?
No, because that's within over 400 or 400 metres plus, isn't it?
A helicopter? No
Yeah, but
chance.
they're not filming as well.
I can go 120 metres.
Like I said, I'm not here to cause a fight or bother.
Yeah, but you're making rules up, so...
I'm not making rules up, am I?
Right, I think you are.
What rules have I made up there, sorry?
That I have to seek their permission to fly the drone over their building.
It's good to do so, isn't it?
Well,
Keep that warm.
that's-
You're a member of the public and their business trying to do their day-to-day work.
Yep.
Obviously, it would have been nice for you to go and say, can I have this permission? And they'd turn around to you and say, ideally, no, they don't want you here, do they?
So reverse to that is, I'm a member of the public trying to do my piece of work, they should just leave me alone.
The officer now appears to be defending the business instead of focusing on the law. He argues that the staff are simply doing their jobs and suggests that the auditor should have asked for permission as a courtesy. However, this has no legal relevance. Filming from a publicly accessible place or flying a drone in unrestricted airspace does not require permission from a business. The auditor rightly responds by pointing out that he is also carrying out his own work and that it is the business interfering with his lawful activity. The officer's position is difficult to justify because it implies that someone exercising their legal rights should change their behavior simply to satisfy the feelings of a business that has no legal authority to control the surrounding airspace or restrict lawful filming.
Okay.
Works both ways, doesn't it? So they should respectfully leave me alone to get on. I think I've had to wait for you guys. He said I've rung the police, so I waited. I don't want you chasing me around the estate.
What is the plan of action and how long are you meant to be here?
I'm going around all the estate. I'm going to do as many as I can, many buildings as I can, so you probably get more calls. I don't know.
Right.
You recording the conversation?
Yes, I am. Yes,
Should you not have told me? Should you not have retold me?
No.
Yes, you should. I think yes, it is. It's in your policy to inform them.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
It's not.
It is. It's in your
It's
check
not.
your policy.
It's not unexpected when dealing with emergency service that we will record.
This is not an emergency. This is not an emergency, though, is it? So
I'm an emergency service worker,
Right.
so like I say, I can go to any incident I'm called to and activate my body-worn camera. I don't need to tell you that it's activated.
right. What did you mention earlier? GDPR.
Yes.
How do I know that you was recording? How would I know that I can now
Like
get
I
hold
say,
of that?
it's not unexpected when
No.
dealing with a
Wrong.
person of
Incorrect,
the
officer.
case.
Incorrect, I'm
not.
afraid. You are.
I'm not.
This response directly conflicts with police guidance. According to the College of Policing's body-worn video policy, officers should inform people as early as possible that they are being recorded, unless doing so would put safety at risk or interfere with an ongoing investigation. Instead of acknowledging this requirement, the officer refuses to admit he is mistaken and chooses not to follow the proper procedure. The auditor then raises a strong point by saying, "You mentioned GDPR earlier, so how was I supposed to know you were recording me? I could request that footage." This highlights the inconsistency in the officer's position. Earlier, he tried to apply GDPR principles to the auditor, yet he failed to follow the same standards himself. Rather than accepting the oversight, the officer continues to defend his actions, revealing an unwillingness to admit fault or follow basic policy requirements by informing the auditor that he was being recorded.
If you see the signs on there that they say video
Yes.
in operation, they've told you they are recording. You have to tell me you're recording.
I don't.
Right, okay, check it. Read your rules.
I will do.
Yeah,
I don't.
I think you
That's
do.
fine.
I think you do.
I don't. Like I say, I'm not here to pick a fight.
Right.
I've just come down here on the basis of what they've said. They've got concerns for the risk of their staff and their employers.
Right, from a man with a camera.
You were sorry?
From a man with a camera. So what is the risk?
Like I say, they thought, or their rationale to us, was that if that drone were to malfunction over their property, it could cause significant damage or risk to others.
Okay, but that's my responsibility.
Yes,
Yes, and I have insurance for that. If that did happen, I'm insured.
the public liability.
I have public liability insurance, yes.
Public liability insurance is a type of insurance that helps cover the cost of claims if a third party is injured or if their property is damaged because of the insured person's activities. For drone operators, This insurance provides financial protection if a drone accidentally causes damage to a person, vehicle, or building. Although public liability insurance is not a legal requirement for recreational drone pilots, it is strongly recommended, especially for those flying drones for commercial or journalistic purposes. By mentioning that he has public liability insurance, the auditor shows that he takes drone safety seriously, acts responsibly, and understands the importance of managing potential risks while operating his drone.
Fully insured, fully licensed. I do this all the time. I wouldn't do it illegally because that'd be silly. You guys would be arresting me every minute, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
You know, so I do it all legally. I've got to mention that thin blue alarm badge as well. I've got to mention the thin blue alarm badge. That is not standard uniform.
Okay.
So that shouldn't be on there. That's offensive for me.
Why is it offensive?
Because that's about the officers that have fallen in the line of duty, and more private citizens are being killed by officers than have fallen in line of duty, and you can check those statistics. So that is offensive and it should be removed. Could you remove that? No. Okay. So that is not standard uniform. Answer me that one.
It's a charitable organisation.
Is it standard uniform?
My respect to other officers.
Is it standard uniform?
It's not issued to me by the police. No.
Thank you. Shouldn't be on there then. I'm offended by that. Please remove it.
The thin blue line is often used by police officers as a symbol of unity and to honor colleagues who have died in the line of duty. However, it has also become a controversial symbol because different people interpret it in different ways. Some see it as a sign of respect and pride for law enforcement, while others believe it represents an us versus them attitude between the police and the public. The symbol has also been linked to concerns about police misconduct and a lack of accountability, as it is sometimes associated with officers who oppose public scrutiny or oversight. Because of these concerns, some police forces have banned or discouraged the use of the thin blue line patch, arguing that it conflicts with the principle of policing by consent and may make officers appear biased or less approachable to the public.